Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is David from Esports, bringing you another Starcraft 2 cast today. Good luck, have fun, I hope you suck. That's... Oh, maybe Cryptic's feeling a bit down on his luck. Maybe so. Oh, I can't win anything. Oh. I hope the opponent sucks. Oh dear. Cryptic. That isn't very nice, PANsatyrLedr, or as I have just been calling you, Pan. Pan the man. Goodness me. Anyway, this is a bronze game from the US servers. I've actually, well, I suck. I'm hoping that you do as well. Oh dear, crikey, this is depressing. So, in the top left-hand corner today, we have PANsatyrLedr, who I will just be calling Pan. He's actually a subscriber on the YouTube channel. So, thanks for that, Pan. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And I've casted a game of his before. Legend. Nice one. And Cryptic over here in the kind of bottom left position is our red Protoss. Now, last time I casted Pan, it was about 3 weeks ago. And it was a TVZ, and I gave him some tips and stuff, and you know, I hope that they helped. I hope they helped you, Pan. There you are. Ooh. Now Cryptic is kind of building all of his stuff in a fairly funny location. I mean, it's not that it's a bad location or anything, because it's not like he has to wall in because he's not against a Zerg or anything like that. But still, I'm a bit mystified as to why he's building all of his production structures so far away from his ramp. It's no big deal or anything like that, but you would just expect them to be more in the middle, really. That's just, you know, that's just something that I kind of think. Pan, of course, doing the everly responsible thing and blocking off the top of his ramp in very good fashion indeed, and actually getting his second barracks down as well. But he does need to start his orbital command as soon as possible, because of course that gives him the access to the mule, which actually gives 30 minerals per trip instead of 5 like your normal SEV. So I mean, getting the orbital command should be an absolute must. An absolute must. You know what? Tech Lab pretty good as well, seeing as Protoss not the best race against units that benefit from the Tech Lab, aka the Marauder. Really. Also, Stim is obviously a very, very important upgrade to get, and bam, down it goes. Stim on the way, right up in here. But I mean, we should be seeing an orbital command pretty soon. Cryptic being aggressive and sending out some zealots, despite the fact he doesn't actually know where his opponent is. Neither player has scouted at the moment. Of course, Antigua Shipyard, which is this map, is a 4-player map, so it is kind of important to know where your opponent is at the beginning of the game. Now, we do have Cryptic just having a look around. Oh, nearly kills the automaton. Automaton cannot be happy about that in that little picture there. He doesn't look like he cares, so there we go. And running up here, he's going to be checking, seeing if his opponent is pretty much around, which, quite frankly, it doesn't look like he is around here, because we do have the benefit of being able to see everything on the map. We know that Pan is in fact in the top left hand corner over here. He is stocking up on Marines, and he is actually getting his combat shield out as well. That orbital command has finished. The mule is down. Of course, that will help his economy greatly. Very, very nice indeed. So I think that next on the list of Pan's things to do will probably be find where his opponent is, so then he can commence the death and destruction to rain down upon Cryptic. There's nothing cryptic about death and destruction, and you know what, Cryptic? There's nothing cryptic about not scouting your opponent first, because you decided to scout cross positions first. Interesting. So all of the effectiveness that these zealots once had in army, because they're reasonably early zealots, is now gone, because he did not scout properly. Oh dear. Plus, I mean, zealots can actually get kited by Terran units, so it's no big deal. Concussive shells will need to be researched at some point, because of course that actually, I believe it slows down opponents by 50%. It doesn't actually show you what it is there on the tooltip, but I'm fairly sure it is actually a 60% speed reduction. Marauder and Marines still coming out right now, pumping Marauders and Marines. I mean, and another command center on the way. Okay, so Pan is going to go ahead and expand pretty quickly, and that is absolutely fine. No issues there. But it would help if he had gone and scouted his opponent. I don't know why, but he's just presuming that his opponent is over here in the cross positions. And meanwhile, Cryptic is actually going to be coming up to Pan's base using the powerful forces of his brain and the process of elimination. He knows that Pan is going to have to be in the top left-hand corner of the map right here, and this could put Pan in some jeopardy right now. It could put Pan in some jeopardy, especially if all of his units leave home before this attack strikes, and Cryptic's gonna walk past that Marine, spare his life, but unfortunately Pan's Marines and Marauders are actually just gonna get sliced up right here with these Zealots and Stalkers, and oh my goodness, I think Pan's army is running across the map right here, trying to get back in time, making sure that he can come and basically defend his base. The Protoss army would be doing lots more damage, but instead they're having a dance off back here behind the Stalkers. Very nice indeed. Now that noise was weird. It doesn't... The dance-off has still continued, and I genuinely think that Cryptic would have been able to do far more damage if he had not have stopped his Stalkers behind the... his Zealots behind the Stalkers like that. Goodness me, I cannot speak today. That is a terrible thing indeed. PANsatYr is actually starting to micro right now. Nice use of stim right there. The concussive shells ability would come in massively handy right here, and of course make it a lot easier for him to be able to kite this Zealot. And is the Zealot going to get the Marine? Oh no! The Marauder even. The Marauder is petrified, cut off into little pieces. Poor guy, and this Zealot has to be pretty happy with his kill. But more army coming down the ramp right now from Pan, and it does look like that Zealot is finally going to get taken out. An Immortal on the field right now for Cryptic, so Pan should really just start making Marines. In fact, Pan actually has nearly 2,000 minerals. He just needs to start making something, basically. Oh no, and it definitely looks like Pan is in a large amount of trouble right here. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Is he going to pull the probes off the line, the SCVs off the line to try and stop his imminent doom? I don't know. I don't know, man. Meanwhile, lots of Marauders queued up at either barracks, or of course you should not queue anything ever. You should always just have one thing at a time building. That's okay when you have as much money as Pan does. And it does look like maybe Pan is going to be losing this, but no, there is a planetary fortress here building in the middle of Pan's base, and that of course will aid him to defend against his opponent's onslaught. Meanwhile, lots of Marauders on the way. Marauders just ploughing into the Immortal right there. Are they going to take down that Immortal? Yes, they are. Nice one, Marauders. Very, very good indeed. More Marauders coming out. Meanwhile, the Planetary Fortress being the overlord of funk and just destroying everything in its path. And it does actually look like this attack is going to be held off by Pan right now. Oh my goodness. So there we are. That was a fairly Bronze-esque turnaround, building a planetary fortress in your own base to try and circumvent your opponents attacking you. Absolutely fine, no problems there. And it does look like these Zealots are going to get taken down pretty quickly, seeing as I think Pan has realised that Marauders are actually a very, very good unit indeed. And there we go. They die pretty instantly. Oh, unfortunately, the engineering bay for Pan goes down as well. And you know what? Pan's actually kind of emerged ahead from this. Kind of. He's down on SCVs. There's a warp prism sitting just here that he's going to have to be pretty careful about. In fact, it probably wouldn't kill him to move some Marines in to go and kill that. But you know what? That's fine. He's not doing that just yet. Meanwhile, we do have another Immortal coming out right now for Cryptic, and another one as well. So it looks like Cryptic is actually just going to be pumping de-Immortals, as it were. Neither player has actually expanded right now. I thought Pan was going to expand earlier, but you know what? He isn't actually going to do that at all. Oh wow! Those Zealots getting absolutely fragged very, very quickly indeed. In fact, that was a complete waste of 300 minerals right there for Cryptic. He can't be happy with that. The Warp Prism getting away for Cryptic to live another day. But the question is, will Pan be able to pull it back to a full extent right now? He does have a lot of Marines. He has a lot of Marauder. So it does actually look like, yes, maybe he will be able to pull this back. His opponent is getting Colossus, but you know what? Colossus, they need core units to be good. They need core units to have kind of backup, as it were. Colossus, they're not the tankiest of units, really. Immortals, on the other hand, are. That's fine. But you still need more substance in your army, and what I call core units: Zealots, Sentries, Stalkers. So he needs to get some Zealots, Sentries, Stalkers for the Colossus to be as effective as they need to be at the moment. And he's not quite doing that at the moment. Building more barracks as well. He does just need to start producing out of the barracks that he already has up. That would help, probably. And also building more SCVs as well. Good times. Replacing that engineering bay 2, getting a bunker, making sure that he is all nice and secure for the time being. And what do we have here? A factory coming down. Very nice. I wonder what we will see out of the factory. That is the question. But we have nothing in particular coming out of these barracks just yet. I'm sure that we will see stuff pretty soon. Warp Prism still over here, just kind of milling around, not doing particularly that much. And that is actually the tech lab just finishing right there. A reactor coming down, so obviously we're going to see Pan getting some Marines out. And the Marines are coming out right now. Yeah. Meanwhile, this army from Cryptic is a rumbling. Oh man, what happened to that Colossus? Oh, there it is. It's kind of swanning around over here on its own. That's okay. That's nice. One issue at the moment, Cryptic does not have many core units. That is something that he desperately needs. And I genuinely do think... Oh wait, the concussion shells has been researched. Nice one, Pan. Nice one. I can close my mouth. But here we go. I mean, this is a worrying engagement right here for Cryptic, I think. Pan's got a load of stuff compared to Cryptic, and especially seeing as Cryptic doesn't have any core units. As he's moving up the map, he's just attacking the supply depots. Fair enough, he has actually managed to supply block Pan right there. But these Marauders are just going to move in and start attacking the Colossus, and look how quickly the Colossus goes down, followed by the Immortal and the second Immortal as well. Pan just crushing that attack beneath his wake. Oh no! But Cryptic has actually done a sneaky and warped some Zealots into the back of Pan's base. And you know what? I think Pan is actually going for the all or nothing approach right now, despite the fact he doesn't actually know where his opponent is on the map. The all or nothing approach sometimes works, and that is absolutely fine. Pan has 540 minerals to win this game with, unfortunately not microing his Marine. The Marine faces a grim death and will never see his family ever again. The Planetary Fortress is actually just going to hold off the Zealots right here. And I mean, if Pan gets the Orbital Command and Planetary Fortress producing SCVs onto the mineral line, then maybe he'll be able to rebuild his economy before this game is out. But he does need to do something here, and you know what he's going to do? He's going to run in and kill his opponent, and that's absolutely fine. Pan also making some Hellions too, which I can't particularly see why he's making Hellions, but you know what? Whatever floats his boat, that is absolutely fine. Meanwhile, these guys down here with the guns are going to be taking out this big pyramid-looking structure. If they contacted the Egyptian tourism board, they'd be probably pretty pissed off if this is happening to the pyramids. And it does look like that Immortal is probably going to get taken down if he is not careful. The Marauders do need to be pretty careful though. I mean, Pan needs to utilise some micro here in order to get away, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Instead, he's going to kill off his opponents. Oh, Immortal, that was so close. Meanwhile, Pan actually has more units coming down in the way of Hellions. Yeah, nice. One Immortal on the field right now for Cryptic, and that will take care of the Hellions. I mean, if you look at the Immortal's weaponry, it does kind of say that is Hellion-sized weaponry. But the question is Pan going to be able to crush his opponent with this push? He isn't making any more SCVs, so we can pretty much consider that this is more or less an all-in right now from Pan. The Immortal goes down, and you know what? I think these probes are all going to die. Are the probes going to die? Oh my god, this is hectic. The probes all die. The Stalkers, boom, goes down as well. And Cryptic leaves the game. Oh my god, that's crazy. Cool. So there we have it. I really liked Cryptic's play, actually, with the Warp Prism coming into the back there. That's something that you'd see people trying to utilise in the high end of Silver and the beginnings of Gold. Pan putting a Planetary Fortress in his base to save the day. Fantastic work. Very nice. Still a little bit scanty on the making probes from. Obviously more probes need to be made. That's just, or SCVs even need to be made. I don't know why Pan started building Hellions. Because Hellions are very good against light biological units. The only light biological unit that Protoss have are Zealots, so the core units, well, like two-thirds of the core units that Protoss have are not light biological. Whereas if you're playing against Zerg, Hellions are slightly more useful, seeing as your opponent is going to have lots of biological units. It's far more useful to go Hellions against Zerg. Sure, there are some situations where you can go and, you know, kill your opponent's probes or something with Hellions, and that's absolutely fine. But as a main combat vehicle, I'd wait for the Battle Hellion and Heart of the Swarm. Just saying. Probably would have been a better idea just to stick with the Marines and Marauders, but I mean, he did win anyway, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers!